Okay, so when you hear the word Salesforce, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For a lot of people, it's just a glorified address book for sales teams, right? Well, that's kind of like saying your smartphone is just for making phone calls. There is so much more under the hood. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and show you that Salesforce is actually a powerful platform you can build on. And we'll do it with a really simple story. Let's dive in.
All right, let's try an analogy. You know how most software you buy out of the box is kind of like a model home? It looks great, everything works, but it's the same as everyone else's. It wasn't built just for you. Now, think of Salesforce as something totally different. It's not the finished house, it's the plot of land, the foundation, and a top-of-the-line toolkit. It gives you everything you need to build your dream home, an application that fits your business perfectly. So to really see how this works, let's step into the world of Dreamhouse Reality. It's a fictional company, but they're going to show us how all this stuff works in a real-world scenario.
Okay, so let's meet our two main players. First up, this is Michelle. She's the lead broker at Dreamhouse, a real go-getter. She's out there every day, working with clients, closing deals, the boots on the ground. And this is D'Angelo. He's their Salesforce administrator. Think of him as the architect. His job is to listen to what Michelle and her team need and then build the custom tools in Salesforce that make their lives easier.
Now, before we see D'Angelo start building, we've got to learn a little bit of the lingo. Every platform has its own language, and Salesforce is no different. So let's quickly break down the core building blocks. Okay, first things first. Look at this entire screen. This whole environment, that's what we call an org. It's short for organization, and it's basically Dreamhouse Realty's own private, secure instance of Salesforce. Everything they do, all their data, all their tools, it all lives inside this one org.
Now, inside that big org, you have apps. You can see we're in the Dreamhouse app right now. An app is just a bundle of everything you need for a specific job. In this case, it's all the tools and data for, well, managing a real estate business.
So where does the actual data go? Well, it lives in things called objects. The absolute easiest way to think about an object is just as a big spreadsheet. You can see these tabs here for properties, contacts, brokers. Each one of those is a separate object, basically a dedicated spreadsheet for one type of information.
Okay, so if an object is the entire spreadsheet, then a record is just a single row in that spreadsheet. Simple as that. So this property, Contemporary City Living, that's one single record inside the properties object. It's one specific thing.
And finally, we have fields. Sticking with our analogy, if a record is a row, then a field is just one cell in that row. It's a single piece of info, like the address or the asking price. So let's run that back real quick. The whole thing is the org. Inside are apps. Apps hold objects, which are like spreadsheets. Objects are filled with records, which are the rows, and records contain fields, which are the individual cells. Make sense, right?
Okay, vocabulary lesson over. Now that we speak the language, let's put this platform to the test with a real-world problem. Michelle, our star broker, has a request for D'Angelo.
Here's what she needs. She's tired of digging through notes to figure out if a potential buyer is pre-qualified for a loan. She just needs to see it, right there, at a glance. It sounds simple, but think about how much time that would save her every single day. And this is a perfect example of a business need that the out-of-the-box software just didn't think of.
Now, in the old days, a request like this would mean filing a ticket, waiting for a team of developers, maybe getting it done in a few weeks or months. But not here. D'Angelo is going to solve this for Michelle, probably before she even gets back to her desk, and he's going to do it without writing a single line of code.
So how does he pull this off? This is where we see the real power of the platform. Let's watch how he uses clicks, not code, to build this solution in literally minutes.
Okay, so what he does is he pops into the setup menu, he finds the contact object. Remember, that's the spreadsheet for all their contacts. He decides a simple checkbox is the perfect way to track this, so he adds that field type. He gives it a label, pre-qualified, and then he just saves it and adds it to the page. And that's it. Seriously, a few clicks, and he's done.
And boom, the next time Michelle looks at a contacts record, what does she see? Right there on the page is a brand new checkbox labeled pre-qualified. Her problem is completely solved. It's that fast.
But wait, it gets even better. This is where Salesforce really shows its power. That little checkbox D'Angelo added, it's more than just a checkbox. Think back to our dream home analogy. He didn't just paint a wall, he added a whole new window. And that changes everything. See, by making that one simple change, a bunch of other incredible things happened automatically in the background. The user interface was instantly updated for everyone. That new field, it's already available in the Salesforce mobile app, no extra work needed. And maybe most importantly, that data is now ready to be used in reports and dashboards. D'Angelo didn't have to do any of that. The platform just took care of it. That's the magic.
So think about that whole story. It was about one single checkbox. We saw how a simple request, solved in minutes, can totally change how a team works. That's the real power of the Salesforce platform. So the question to leave you with is this. If that's what's possible with just one checkbox, what could you build for your business?